is one of the funniest people in the world. I've been a fan of his for as long as I can remember. I admire him so much. Please welcome four-time Grammy Award winner Steve Martin.
I love it when there's big applause like that because it takes time away from my having to be funny.
It is always effortless for you. You are always very funny and very multi-talented. And what is it with you and jury duty? Last time you were here, you were called for jury duty.
Was I really the last time?
Yes, the last time you were here. This is the second time, and I've never been called for jury duty.
Why is that?
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, that's what I'm asking you too,
Right.
then. No, I don't know. I don't mind jury duty, but I get called about once a year.
Wow. And have you gone?
I always go down. I've never been picked. I don't know why. But in California, you're obligated every year to go down. But I have talked to a lot of people who've never been called even. But I get called once a year.
And how have you gotten out of it? You must do something.
I don't. There's no way to get out of it. You just tell them that you're prejudiced. No, if I would serve, I think it would be. I don't recommend anyone get out of jury duty. It's a very emotional thing to do. Last time, although I tweeted, but when I was about to go, but I pretended as though I was on jury duty, and a lot of people thought I was actually on jury duty at the time I was tweeting it.
And what did you say? What were you tweeting?
Well, actually, they gave me these tweets. I had forgotten. But I was actually not on jury duty at the time, but people thought I was. Here it is. They gave me those before I came out here. A report from jury duty. Prosecuting attorney, don't like his accent. Going with innocent. And then this was a later tweet. Report from jury duty, now forcing my autograph on other jurors. Also starting whisper campaign of innocence based on the magic 8-ball.
I started getting a...
Gee, your audience is easy. But I started getting a lot of people, how dare you desecrate them? But I wasn't really on jury duty. I would never tweet from jury duty.
But I like all your tweets.
Only if I was a defendant.
And all of your tweets are very, very funny, too. You enjoy doing that.
I do enjoy it. And I just started about 6 months ago, and I actually did it because my friend Tom Hanks was doing it. I said, what name dropper. And... I said, why are you doing it? He said, I keep people up to date on what I'm doing. And I thought, for commercial reasons. And I thought, that sounds good. And, but I started doing it, and I didn't have the heart to do it for commercial reasons. I started doing it for comedy. Then every once in a while I slip in something like I have a new record or something like that. Right. But that's why I'm doing your show, as a matter of fact.
Right.
And I started, I just sort of escalated.
It's very funny. I mean, I'm a huge fan, so if you like Steve, you should follow Steve because it's very funny. You get a lot of really clever little things.
And
let's talk. Yes.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No.
No, you go. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go.
I'm not either.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about your CD. So the CD is called Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers, which they're fantastic.
Wait,
these guys.
There's no in there.
And the.
You said and the.
Yeah,
Steep
I know.
Canyon
I'm
Rangers.
sorry. I thought I saw that,
Yeah,
but
no,
you're right.
No,
sorry.
No.
Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers.
Right.
And you've got a lot of really
Guest
good.
stars.
Now I'm so scared. I'm going to say again.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of guest stars. You've got the Dixie Chicks.
No.
They're not guest stars, are they?
There's no guest stars. They're just guest stars.
You read it.
Okay. The album is Steve Martin and the
You said,
what?
now you're saying it. See?
Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers. Okay. And we have guest stars Paul McCartney and the Dixie Chicks.
Paul McCartney
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
How'd that
Here's what's amazing. Yeah, I wrote all the songs on the record, some with the Steep Canyon Rangers, and the fact that Paul McCartney is singing a song that I wrote has to be one of the greatest thrills of his life. I mean, really.
I bet it is. I bet it is. And you call it Rare Bird Alert for what reason?
You know, I never thought of that. No, actually, Rare Bird Alert, I was doing a movie in Canada called The Big Year with Owen Wilson and Jack Black. And it's about bird watching, competitive bird watching. Mm-hmm. And it kind of makes you want to see it, though, right? It'll be out in October, and I got involved in the bird watching world. It's very, very fascinating. Are you interested in it?
I love birds.
Really?
Yes, I do.
But do you love bird watching? That's
I do.
different.
I'm watching the hawk cam right now in New York City. Are you watching the hawk cam? We'll talk about it during the... We'll talk about it during the break. There's a hawk sitting on eggs right now that are about to hatch.
Wow. No, actually, there's a thing called a Rare Bird Alert that birders can call up a hotline if they're a member, and they can speak their code, and then it tells you where a rare bird might be found. And birders, actually, bird people, if they hear there's a rare bird, there's a scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 is, you know, a sparrow in Central Park. And a 7 means extinct. So if you see a 7, check where you're at. But a 5 is a high-quality, rare bird, and bird people actually, you know, they get very excited and they spend a lot of money to go see a 5. They get on, you know, they rent cars and they get on flights and hotels.
How do they find out about this? How do they get word out?
I actually had said that at the beginning of the conversation. They have a hotline that they call up.
I was going to suggest they should tweet. It's a bird thing. And so I would think,
You know,
that's why. Steve, I love the way you dress.
well, thank you. That's part of my philosophy, actually. As the face gets worse, the clothes have to get better.
To draw it
You know,
down.
I was just thinking, you know, in any profession in the world, if you're a success at it, you get to dress well and act dignified. But if you're a success in comedy, you always end up wearing a funny hat. Just that thing backstage.
It
I'm
looked
wearing
great
a-
on you.
know,
That was a good look for you, actually.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah. Now you're going to have to wear
now
it.
I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
It'll
watch
be my next publicity photo. Sitting next to Star Jones
Right.
in the hat.
We're going to pass that around.
That could be the next royal wedding.
I think. Could be an excellent one. I think you're married, but yeah.
Yeah, I am married, actually, yeah. This could
Yeah.
be the royal wedding. That's a normal
That's a different wedding,
Yeah.
a totally different wedding. Did you watch the royal wedding?
Not at all.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
I don't know.
interest.
I just wasn't interested. I don't know why.
Have
Yeah.
you seen any of the footage? Have you heard all the? I mean, there's souvenirs. It's a big thing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about myself.
I like an honest man. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And so.
They're not thinking of me.
Well, no, they're not.
Yeah.
No, no. They will be. Now that they saw that hat, they're going to be sorry they didn't invite you because
Yeah,
that would have been a
absolutely.
good one.
They're going to be
Because
really sorry.
they cared about that. All right, so I know you a tiny bit, just a little bit, but are you an athletic person?
Somewhat. I would say I used to be more athletic than I am now. That's because I'm falling apart.
Are you really? What's happening to you?
Oh, just, you know, a little ache here and a little thing there.
Sure.
And the foot
Well,
hurts. And
that happens.
You know, sort of thing.
It's good to stay active, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I like to hike. I like to bike. I do all those things. I lift
Do you
weights.
like water sports at all? Any kind of water?
Yes, I can. I swim.
You do?
I can water ski.